Hello YouTube people. You see him right there? That's bloody Martin Smith from Croydon. No, it's not. Please, you get extra points, nothing actually, you know, to hold. You get extra points if you know where that quote comes from. That's Martin Smith from, how do you say that? SCHMIDT ARRAY.
SCHMIDT ARRAY. Yeah.
SCHMIDT ARRAY.
Yeah.
I say it in one word. SCHMIDT ARRAY.
This is my German persona.
SCHMIDT ARRAY.
Yeah.
And we are building the insane Ironman board. So sorry, I'm kind of I'm fighting. Oh yeah, I'm fighting some bug. Yay, Musikmesse, sick. So Martin came by to present this insane pedal board and help me get started building it. And I'm thinking, I haven't actually looked inside. We see this top down here. This is the other camera somewhere here. I don't know. So I'm going to be as surprised as you are, and he's going to just tell us a little bit about what he does. That's obviously he does more than this. He brought a little one which we can look at. So Martin, take it away. Show us your board.
Okay, let's go. First of all,
come over here because then you're talking into that mic over there.
Okay, got it. Okay, first of all, we've got an aluminium lid, which is very, very light.
This is neat. These little, they're spring-loaded.
Spring-loaded locks to keep everything in place, and the inside of the lid is covered with foam. Nice.
So your pedals don't get squished.
Absolutely.
And it looks like there's a lot of space in terms of height.
Yeah, it should be. You should find that the tops of the knobs of at least the largest pedals will actually make a small indentation in here. So they're pretty much, they're not going to rock around when the thing's in transit.
Oh, but you have about a good centimeter here of indentation.
It's 2 centimeter thick Noppenschaum.
Noppenschaum.
Yeah.
Nobby foam.
I'm going to mix this up. A bit of Deutschlish here.
He lives in Germany, you know. So we're going to Dinglish it up.
I've had to learn a lot of interesting words, especially my favourite being Kugelschnapper, of course.
What?
Kugelschnapper.
Kugelschnapper?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. So there's the aluminium lid that lifts off. Okay.
And the first thing I'm seeing here is something with USB, which I have no idea what that is, but that's cool.
Okay, so two levels. The upper level is on hinges, industrial strength hinges. This means that the top deck stays in place when it has pedals on it. It's not going to fall over.
And I'm seeing the Kugelschnapper.
You're now seeing the Kugelschnapper, yeah. This is, we love these little things, so they are so great. So, the first thing is, there's a lot, well, let's get rid of some of the stuff inside. Yep. When you get a pedal board, you get Velcro with it. You also get...
That is not to be underestimated because Velcro is quite expensive.
It is, and this is not just any old Velcro. It's specially selected by myself to do the job. And there are an awful lot of different Velcros on the market. Some are good, some are not so good. This is actually a Velcro that will hold your pedals very well in place, but can be removed. So if you do want to sell your pedal at a later date on eBay or whatever, you're not left with a huge mess. But it does the job very, very well. The Velcro that is on the wood is a different strength adhesive.
Okay.
And that is very, well, it's not permanent, but it's the next best thing. Okay, that can also be replaced, but it's very, very strongly adhered to the wood. So inside, just to explain what these two little boxes are, they are in fact the power supplies for the LED lights. Just put it in the right way around. Which are on little goosenecks.
Now that is extremely neat. Is that like a custom thing or?
No, this is something that we just supply with all the boards.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the nice thing about these power packs is they will provide constant light for around 6.5 hours.
Okay.
Which is long enough for most pub gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it should be. And then you have
unless
those...
you're in a Grateful Dead band or something like
playing Freebird for about 7 hours at the last song.
So you've got a good amount of light from stage. They look pretty cool. You can bend them around, and you can charge your iPhone up from them completely.
But of course you have to have your iPhone on your board because otherwise.
No, but I mean they're pretty versatile. They've got a couple of small cables with them. You just charge them. You charge them up, and so there's no batteries as such involved. Simple as that. You just have to remember to take them out when you lift the lid up. Okay.
Yeah, we obviously.
Yeah, there are some compromises to be made. so that's what they are.
That is a really neat.
Yeah, and they're on Velcro as well, so you can take them out and swap them around. Okay, and so next thing to show you is that we supply all the boards with a IEC connector, so you can actually, it doesn't matter what country you're in, you can chop the plug off your power supply and wire it in.
Yeah.
So nobody's left thinking, oh gosh, what sort of socket is this? That is an easy solution for everybody, so you get that as well. Okay, next stage is the fact the bottom deck is magically on
Kugelschnappern. These are Kugelschnappers.
Yeah, ball locks to everybody else. Have to be very careful how you say that.
Not bollocks. Okay, I get it.
Ball locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, that's got a whole range of plus points. You can set your pedals up on your desk or whatever and get everything sorted out. There's no messing around with, can I get this cable underneath here? Yes, you can get this cable.
So pretty much you build this independently by itself first,
if you wanted to,
and then you click it in.
But I've seen so many instances where people are struggling to get. There is an endless amount of different connectors. Yeah. Some of them much bigger than others, and to keep the profile as low as possible, this allows you to actually cable everything up. Okay, so that's another aspect. If you would just like to hold that for a second, the other thing is if you're using. Possibly more interesting for people using loopers. There's possibility of having these legs in the wrong place or actually in the way of a cable. There's always a problem, especially when you've got lots and lots of cables coming out of a unit. These are actually fixed in this slot here on the stainless steel tube.
Oh wow!
Okay, so you've got a problem with the cable routing. You can move the leg.
That is awesome, and they're just.
They're just floating. They're just floating on this stainless steel bar, and
the wood is just cut to precision so that it sits nicely in there.
This is just a push fit in here, but in actual fact, so they just lock into place on just with a press fit. But it's actually the combination of this. This actually fits over this nose here on the legs, and when that locks into place, they're trapped anyway.
And these are all things I'm very excited we're doing this now, because these are definitely things that from looking at pictures on a website,
it's not always
you cannot see these details. I mean, when people ask, why do I have to fork over quite a bit of cash for something like this? That's why, because these are details that show that these guys actually put together boards and
these are not overnight ideas.
No.
There's been a lot of development work gone into this.
I love this. The metal rod, in addition to guiding these, just getting the cables underneath and keeping the cables
Well, it does
down.
Actually function as that. Yeah, you can actually use it as a cable guide as well. On other custom boards that we're building specifically for the ES8, this bar will be cut. So there'll be a section here and a section here. So the section behind the ES8 will be clear.
Okay.
But the ES8 actually sits right at the very front. It is actually possible to use it with it still in, but on the specific custom boards that we're building for the ES8, this will be a split bar.
Okay.
You'll still be able to move these legs around, and and then of course, so that is locked here, and then with these pins here, and the Kugelschnapper, the top deck actually locks as well. So if somebody comes along and lifts the board up with all your pedals, it's not going to flip open or anything like that.
On the one that I built for myself, the super awesome 2-level kind of do-it-yourself. This is kind of that in betterly. Well, guess where I got the idea for my 2-level board?
Yeah,
I kind of stole that and made it a lot worse than this. Nice.
So yeah, I mean that's basically it. It's what this means. We have slots everywhere to put your cables through, front, back, forwards, underneath. There's no excuse for not having a very neat and clean pedal board.
Well, obviously the board that
Yeah.
we're building here now is a very, very special kind of board because we're putting like 30 little pedals on it, and we're putting, you know, these on it,
Yeah,
which
they're
is
gonna,
obviously
they're going to look a little lost. But
but then in addition to that, we're putting the torpedo cab on it somewhere. I'm just going to throw that here, and obviously we're putting a huge pedal on it, the Le Clean by two. My brain's not working. The Le Clean by 2 Notes, which of course is kind of a weird fit. So
it is. That's going to have to go on the top deck.
Yeah. So we might even do, if we can, do it like this. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to play around with this a little bit, but you're gonna of course witness the build in 70.3 speed. I don't know, in fast, as you're used to that. But before we do that, and you see us trying things and then going backwards and trying other things, because we're gonna have to fiddle with things. Let's look at the small board you brought. Because it's probably, you know, this is the board for the...
Yeah, well, actually, while you're on this subject,
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out that if you have, we do make replacement decks or custom decks. So
Okay.
so if you've got particular strange shaped pedals, wah-wahs or whatever, you can of course have the deck
Okay.
with a wah cut out.
And that then gets just screwed on, so that's...
Yeah, okay, you would, if you order that in the first place, you will receive the board with the
Yeah,
wah cut out in it. But I just wanted to point something out here. So if that was sitting here and you've got your wah pedal,
I have
then
one right here.
yeah, please. So if you can imagine that this has got the wah on it, these little units
Oh, that
here,
is cool.
this clicks over there, and there, that's where your wah pedal goes.
And then people say the stuff is too expensive. I'm sorry, but that's just... Try to... Because Martin told me earlier that some people say, you know, some trolls, like, well, I can build this for 50 bucks. Yeah, go right ahead. I'm sorry. I know a little bit about woodworking, you know, I work with big pieces of wood. But I, first of all, couldn't build this, and I have a lot of really cool tools. And secondly, you have to come up with it, and then not for 50 bucks. There's no way. I'm sorry, there's no freaking way.
Yeah, okay,
This
well,
is cool.
so what that means, so what that means is, you might start off life with a standard board without any wah pedal. You give us a call, say, now I'm using a wah, an expression or a volume pedal, but I'm using 2. So we will supply you with whatever configuration that you want.
So I can just customize the board I already have.
Yeah, we send you another one of these as well, so then you could have one here, a volume and a wah,
and then I just order a new top deck. You get me the extra.
Send you how many of these you need. And,
that's cool.
And so basically, this is a board for life, and you just upgrade it or change it as your pedal collection develops.
So you're not really stuck with the one configuration. You just
we'll also change the bottom deck as well if you want to cut out for a looper. All of the boards are configured so we can change the configuration of the ball locks in there and so on. So it's I don't like really the use of the word modular, but it is a sort of modular system. So you're only buying the body once.
Yeah.
Then you just change the other stuff, and
cool.
you will change your pedals. This is guaranteed. You will change.
And if you think you don't, then you know you're lying to yourself, because
absolutely,
we're all nerds and we do want new things. I love the Patchbay, and I love that you have color coded it. I'm all about colors because it's kind of neat. So that's just a straightforward Patchbay, but with a 6.
Well, it's sort of straightforward. It's in as much as it's a fairly clever fixing again with the ball locks. So they're actually screwed down hard. So this is fixed in place, but it's only a matter of unscrewing these 2 screws here, and then the thing pops out. Of course. So it can be changed.
So are there different configurations of this?
No, I said it can be changed if you need to change it.
Okay.
Should that circumstance arise, it has never, But what I'm saying, it's not a complicated thing to put a new box in. Should that circumstance arrive, this is the newest variation of our connector box, and these are all stereo.
Oh. Okay.
It's all stereo.
Mono-compatible, but
Yeah,
but also,
absolutely.
Okay,
so
that is
really,
killer.
without me going into sort of hyper-technical details, which I wouldn't like to anyway, that's more of a job for my cable guy. It's, you know, we get asked for what if I've got MIDI or XLR, just put a converter cable on there.
Okay.
You can run MIDI through these.
Really?
Yeah, through a stereo jack.
I did not know that. I did not know
I
that.
hope I'm not saying something completely out of place here. Yeah,
Because MIDI would have been my question, because with an ES8 I might want MIDI in and out.
Yeah, so you just need a MIDI to stereo jack.
That can't be, they don't make that.
Yeah.
We're gonna look into that.
Yeah.
Let's see if this guy's lying to us.
Yeah, well,
we're gonna find out.
Honestly, I can get. Yeah, but there's a lot of versatility here. We've got a limited amount of room, so there is the option to put converter cables in there with all this stereo, capability of all the sockets. They are color coded up for my peace of mind: yellow for the guitar, black for the amp, red and green for the send and return, foot switch, and whatever. Other, you know, but basically you can use them for whatever combination.
Because it actually gives me a cool idea how to connect the little headphone preamp we have. Because if they're stereo, I can just go from the cab in here and then go to the headphone preamp.
Yeah.
We can just do that. Then the cab has to be kind of on the right. Okay, let's look at the smaller board.
Okay.
You know this is going to be a long video, guys, right?
Huh?
I'm talking to these people. You know it's going to be kind of long. That's what I always tell Leslie.
This is
way cool.
this just you can have any color you want as long as there's a RAL specification. You can have whatever color you want. This is a little bit.
This is nice, natural. Very
This is
nice.
a natural finish. This is 450 millimeters.
I'm gonna show this up here. We have a lot of light here, but they see the
it's
natural
quite nice
finish.
muster. Yeah. And exactly the same as the other board, half the size, 450 millimeters.
What you can't see that in the feet, there's actually a center thing here, with like a rubber band in it. Let's call it a rubber band.
Yeah.
Which is very nice.
Yeah. What that does is it gives your board a little bit of protection. It also makes it completely slip-free on any surface.
Yeah.
It will not go anywhere, and it also locates in the groove on the lid as a locator for the lid. Okay.
You didn't come up with these overnight.
No.
No.
So it's a multi-functioning thing. Looks pretty cool as well.
It really does.
Yeah. So same principle as the other one. This is just a smaller version. This will go in the overhead luggage locker, on an aeroplane.
Okay.
So that's what it's this size basically. This is a very
and then we have
small.
the Kugelschnapper again.
Same principle.
All
This
the
is
same
the our original connector box. This has one stereo and 4 mono. We will be moving over to the other one eventually, the all stereo box. Yeah.
Very neat. So same concept, just smaller. Very, very nice.
And there are 2 sizes in between that. There's a 750 and a 600 boards as well. So they actually move up in 150 millimeter increments.
I have to say, it just feels nice to have like the raw wood. It feels like
it's really popular.
It's alive a little bit more. It's stupid to talk about a pedal board like this, but it feels. The smell is also.
I'm very surprised
nice.
how popular this finish is. People really like this.
Questions how much it gets beat up and what it looks like after a few gigs.
Yeah, but if you're like a living room musician, which we talked about earlier, there's a lot of living room musicians that are not actually going out gigging, but still get a lot of fun out of playing the guitar and want something that looks a little bit more acceptable for the other half. Yeah, this is the perfect solution.
It's the pedal board for the wifey that doesn't want you to have a pedal board.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start building things.
Right, so we put this one away. Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna quickly turn the cameras off and on, and then we're gonna roll really fast.
I bet you were right with everything you wrote, and the essence of your words is what keeps my mind alive. There were gods and monks and Babel fish, but in the end it's you and me. You chose the stars and scary creatures to show us what we couldn't see. I thought that I knew. I thought I was on top of it all, and I hate that I now understand that because you've gone away, I missed my last chance to see. I missed my last chance to see. After seeing the world, you opened up my eyes, made me ask where we come from, gave more meaning to my life. It might be just a number, but now I'm closer to the question, and I will continue searching, for I already know the answer. I wanna understand, 'cause I thought I was on top of it all, but until now I did not comprehend that because you've gone away, I missed my last chance to see. I missed my last chance to see.
Dolphins, rhinos, kakapos, you had your chance to see. But what about the rest of us who had a different dream? I am tempted to use just one word to show you how I feel. Belgium, man, yes, Belgium, it should be pretty clear. We are wrong, just asking questions, and are happy not to know what the answer is. Sports and save fast life to show us more about our own. You wrote volumes just between the lines, and I still can't believe you're gone. We are wrong, just asking questions, but you're the one who dared to give us a simple answer.
That I knew, yeah, yeah. Oh, I thought I had it all figured out, and I hate that I now understand that you've been taken away, and I miss my last chance to see. I miss my that because you've had to go, I've missed my last